Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our next session on the psychology of money. First and foremost, we are going to go live on Facebook and Instagram, and then we're going to start our quite fascinating session today. We're going to talk about finding the part of you who is responsible for bringing money. Okay. Got it. Welcome everybody on Facebook. Welcome. Just going live on Instagram as well. Welcome everybody. Welcome to our today's Wednesday session, Wednesday, October 27. We have the next set of session, the next session as part of the psychology of money, open live sessions. Those on Instagram, welcome to our open session on the psychology of money. Today, we're going to discuss something very fascinating. We're going to actually talk about the subpart of us, the persona, or just something that we call the part that is responsible for seeing the money, bringing in money, having anything to do with money. While people are gathering, while people are connecting, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Lana. Shalom. I am a certified Neurographic instructor and coach. Give me a second. Okay. I'm a certified Neurographic instructor and coach. I'm a certified Kesef Psychology of Money trainer. So I am here today and for the last few weeks and for the next few weeks, God willing, to be discussing with you various parts about the way we interact with money. It's a psychology of money, the way we see money as a symbol, as an egregor, as a part of us. Is it a part of us? Do we see it as a part of us? Do we see it as something separate than who we are? Or do we understand that whether we want it or not, money is important in our life, and it's important to learn how do you interact with money so you can kind of improve your relationship with money. It's interesting. Today, we are actually going to talk. I'm going to change. Hello. I want to talk to you personally. Let me make sure what's going on here. Okay. Yes. Today we're going to talk about something I call the responsible part, right? The part of us who's responsible for bringing money, for understanding what money is about, and for maybe even taking care or paying attention to money. Okay. In order to understand this, we need to start understanding that we as a human being are often see ourselves as being something, right? As being a whole, but really there is a different personas or different various parts within ourselves that act differently in different situations, act differently in different circumstances, in different environments, in different, even in something like if we read something, it may be different than if we do something, okay? For example, I'm going to give you an example, right? There is a part of me who is a mother, right? And even as a mother, there's a part of me who acts differently, let's say more toward my older children, and there is a part of me who acts in a different way toward my younger children, right? I have 2 older children and 3 younger children. Right, there is a part of me who acts differently, let's say, with my teenage son, then it acts differently with my younger girls who are like 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, right? And it's interesting to understand now that mother of me, that part of me that acts like a mother relates differently toward another mother in my kids' school, right? Now, let's go in a different direction. There is a part of me which is a Neurographic instructor, right? Then there's also part of me which is an educator, right? I have an educator's background. I've been working for more than 20 years in the special education field, working in early childhood, working in bilingual education, gifted education, reading specialist, what's not, okay? Quite versatile in that whole area. There's a part of me who's a Ho'oponopono trainer, okay? There's a part of me who likes to work with a group, and then there's a part of me who likes to work individually with clients one-on-one, right? There's also a part of me who's a wife, and there's a part of me who acts like a friend when my best friends call me, right? There's a part of me that works very, very hard. And then there's also a part of me that sometimes wants to take a break, basically, wants to not do much, wants to basically, some people may refer it to as being lazy, but as I learned in being in education for many years, there's no such thing as laziness. There's just something being unmotivated, right? Sometimes I act very unmotivated. I'm not motivated to achieve anything, and I just want to relax. And we call it in Neurographica gathering resources, right? Those of you in Neurographic, you know what I'm talking about when you draw the field line in a horizontal style, right? The point of it is we are all quite multi-leveled, okay? We tend to deal with all parts of who we are. By the way, there is actually a section within the Institute of Psychology of Creativity, which I'm a part of, right? That deals with this kind of approach, okay? This part is, it's called multidimensional person, right? It's actually quite fascinating. I took a course, I'm planning to certify in it, but it's very interesting that, you know, whatever we learn, again, I'm a part of the Psychology of Creativity Institute, I'm a part of Neurographic, and I'm also a part of the Psychology of Money. And all those parts are often overlap and interact, but they're also quite distinct sometimes, right? So it's interesting to start noting that within this army of me, myself, and I, right, there is this part of us who is responsible for the realization of my goals, realization of my desires, whatever I wish for, right? Various parts of who, you know, what we want to achieve in life, and also various parts of what we think we want to achieve in life, but maybe there is some sabotaging involved, right? So it's interesting to start noticing, it's interesting to start figuring out where is that part of us who is interested in bringing to light, you know, who is interested in saying, you know, where is money? We need money. We need money to pay for rent, to buy food, to buy the beautiful clothing we want. We need money. We need, you know, we need money to realize certain wishes and desires that we have in life, right? And that's the interesting part about finding this part of you who is responsible for the realization of your wish, right? And it's interesting to know there is a part of you who is interested in attracting and interacting with money. And then there is a part of you who is interested in realization of your wishes and desires. It's important to connect those two parts together, introduce them to each other if they don't know, and let them get to know each other. Let them starting to, you know, interact with each other, okay? Often, as I mentioned before, briefly, now we're going to go into it more. The part of us who wants to realize our desires and starts understanding that in order to understand, to get to our wish or our desire, maybe our wish and desire does actually have to do something with money. But basically, one way or another, we need to connect to the part of us that deals with money, that understands about money, that wants to interact or attract money, right? But for some internal reason, you know, sometimes when we have a certain wish or a certain desire, it just doesn't, like, we look at it and we're like, oh, I want this. But like something is out, you know, something is not there, we say, right? We need to understand that there is a part of us who wants to reach our desire, striving to reach the desire, wants to realize the desire, but somehow the desire does not excite that part, right? Or the part doesn't see the desire. Or the most important, the part doesn't initiate, doesn't want to walk toward desire. We need to start understanding what's the reason for that, right? The reason for that, of course, are various internal blocks, taboos, prohibitions, secondary beliefs, you know, associations. We talked about it in the last session, family system loyalties, you know, ancestry loyalties, entanglements, and all of that, right? And this is something we work slowly, you know, one by one, in the financial duration program, of course, exactly in the psychology of money program, right? Sometimes the responsible part for fulfilling the quest sees the quest and looks at it and says, ah, I see it, but something is not activating within me. It's not ready to act upon it. It's not ready to start bringing this desire to life. And sometimes it looks and says, oh, it's so cool, but it's still not acting on it. The important part for us is to get at that part that's responsible for fulfilling our desires and wishes, to start acting, to start initiating actions, to start saying, yes, I'm ready to move. I'm going to do this. Okay. Sometimes it's also important to understand it's about the leak of energy, right? The energy is leaked. What does it mean, leak of energy? Leak of energy means that the energy is, second. Okay. Welcome, Suhair. It's important to start understanding that sometimes the energy that we're looking to invest in this new wish and desire for it to come true, it's like opening a new business, but there's no energy. The energy is invested somewhere else. There is some kind of sabotage, right? There's something that where the energy is like kind of flowing away into a different task. And as a result, there's not enough energy for this quest to be fulfilled. So we're identifying when this part is ready or not to see the quest, initiating it. So it's very important to start understanding where is that part for first, identifying the part that's responsible for fulfilling your wish, right? That persona, that sub persona of who you are. Then it's important to start initiating it, bringing it to start acting. And as soon as that part start acting, start initiating, you will start seeing different possibility, different opportunities around you. And that's the important part, right? So it's interesting. We need to start identifying, okay. Once we identify the part that's responsible for fulfilling our quest, we can also direct our focus and attention to this part. And this way, the energy that's flowing somewhere else, maybe we're inadvertently focusing on something else, that energy will refocus it and go into the right direction, okay? Let's start figuring this out. Again, we're talking about some kind of deep psychological subpart of us, okay? Nobody has multiple personalities, no worry about that. We're talking about some, personas. Jung called it personas, right? Very interesting. What I'm offering you an interesting way to work with this. I'm actually going to do something, again, practical with you about it. Start thinking about your desire. First, think about it. Second of all, write it down. What is your desire? Is there something that you would like to work on today to achieve something, to set something for yourself to achieve, to succeed in? Write it down on a piece of paper so you always have it, because you will be voicing it a number of times, okay? Those of you who wants to know more about how to write your goal, how to carefully formulate your topic in a way that it would actually be fulfillable, you're welcome to watch the open videos on my YouTube channel, Lana, Shalom. That's called, how to set a goal. There's actually a few sessions where I explain in details various parts of it. And this way, this is how you learn how to bring your quest, your goal to the realization. When you formulate it correctly, this is how it starts, okay? By the way, formulating it correctly is another way to get your that part that's responsible for fulfilling your wishes, that little genie within you, who wants to fulfill your wishes, who wants to do what you ask. You just need to put it in the language that genie will understand, right, in a way. So write down your goal, okay? Now, breathing in and out. Look at your goal and imagine, how do you feel about it, okay? Feel that emotion. You can write it down, actually, also. How do you feel? Have an emotion, okay? Breathing in and out. Start understanding what is separating you from your quest. Where are you now and where is your quest? Sometimes our goals are quite near us. Sometimes the goals are very far away from us. What that means is that sometimes the goal, it's something new. if it's a new idea for you, a new project that you just started thinking about, you just started, formulating for yourself what you want, how you want it, it may take a few steps, right? And in your mind, that's what I'm saying, imagine where are you and where is your goal, your quest, right? Start understanding what is, how many degrees of separation maybe there, how far away is it? And sometimes there is a project that we have been thinking for a long period of time, and we have been kind of dreaming about it, formulating it, thinking about various parts of it, and it's important to start understanding that, maybe that project is a bit closer to you, but there's still some kind of separation, right? There's still a pathway for you to travel. Okay. Start imagining, start understanding. Okay. Now, breathing in and out. You can say, there is a part of me that's responsible for the realization of my goal. You can actually put your hand on your chest. That would be a great way to connect your body, to bring your body into this whole practical exercise. We all know how important it is to connect our body, because the body is the way we connect to the physical world, to the reality around us, right? And then you say, there's a part of me that's responsible for the realization of my quest. Connect to that. Try to see if you feel that part. If there's anything within you, you can see it. I'm going to bring some cards to you. Okay, we're going to do this practical exercise using the metaphoric associative cards. I'm going to reveal the new cards to you. These are a very special set of cards. They're actually the cards that are a part of the Psychology of Money program. The cards were designed by the author, by the creator of the program, Svetlana Gorbach. Now, some of you, I remember when I saw the cards, I'm like, oh, I know those pictures. Some of you, especially those of you who like art, who like to go to museums, will say, whoa, I know these pictures. Yes, these are a set of cards, a set of pictures of famous paintings and famous, famous paintings from all over the world, from the museums of all over the world. Okay, there's an interesting story associated. I'm going to, due to the very short amount of time we have today, I'm going to save it. I will promise you, I will tell you that story. Very interesting story. But what I'm going to do for those of you in my financial regeneration course, we're going to actually work with this consciously. You're going to choose a card and I'm going to give it to you. For those of you who are watching me in an open session, since I cannot give you, we cannot have this personal interaction where I ask you what number of the card you want and you tell it to me. But I'm going to kind of explain to you again. Remember, this is practical, a kind of homework practical, right? Those of you, again, who wants to work with me one-on-one or in a group setting, welcome. Write to me in PM. You can join the course going on now called the Financial Regeneration. Or of course, we can do one-on-one. I actually do the whole Psychology of Money one-on-one program. It's a very thorough program. Let's start working with the cards now. I'm going to bring out a card, okay? You guys just take that card, look at that card, and okay. I'm going to show you the card. I have the actual cards and I have the cards on the internet. So first, I'm going to show you the card that I found. Oh, those of you on Instagram, here you go. This is the card. I don't know, those of you on, let me see, those of you on Facebook. Can you see the card? No. Yeah, maybe like this. But I'm going to, those of you on Facebook, you're going to see this card digitally. Okay, I'm going to find a copy of the card for you and give it to you. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. Those of you on Instagram, this is what I want you to do. Those of you on Instagram, look at this card. I'm holding it up. Okay. And answer the following questions. Answer them by writing them down. Okay. Question number one, write the question down so you can do this homework. Okay? Because very soon I'm going to say goodbye to you as I have to go do the group program with financial regeneration students. Okay. So the question you're asking yourself when you're looking at the card, okay? Those of you who are, give me a second. Let's see what card that is. Okay. If you give me a second, those of you on Instagram, I'm going to tell you the questions while I'm opening the photos. Okay. The first question you ask, what is this card? Describe the card. Okay. There will be 6 questions. Okay. Describe the card. The second question, take your time to describe the card, by the way. Take like a minute or two. Don't like rush through it like quickly. Take your time, look carefully into the picture and describe it. Actually look into it, actually try to understand what it looks like, you know, and everything else, okay? Those of you on Facebook, I'm looking for the card for you digitally. Give me a second. Now, the second question will be, how does it feel? Okay, for now, I think you just focus on describing it. Those of you on Instagram. Let me find this card. I'm finding it for some reason. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, I have to check through. Okay, those of you on Facebook, I'm going to give you just a different card. That's about it. Okay, now, this is what you do. Okay, here comes the practical part. Okay, looking at the card, those of you on Instagram, I'm going to bring it closer. You can make a snapshot and just kind of look at it, okay, afterwards, and answer the following questions. Okay, what is this card? Describe it. That's question number 1. Question number 2, how does it feel? Okay, write it down. Question number 3, where is it looking? Okay, where is it looking? Where is the, you know, which direction is this card or the character in the card correctly saying, looking at? Okay. Question number 4, does the character or does the card see your goal, your quest, your desire? Question number 5, does it want to realize? By the way, if the question to number 4 is yes, does it see it? Then question number 5 would be, does it want to realize a quest? And if it says yes, then you go to question number 6, which would be, is it ready to take action? Now, let's say the question number 4, does it see your quest, your wish, your desire, your goal? Let's say you're going to tell me no, it doesn't see it. In that case, if you're interested, you are welcome to write it as a comment under the video, and I will be able to give you a practical answer and a practical technique, it's practical work through to actually get to the part, to actually get to this point where you are responsible part, will be able to see your quest, okay? Now, those of you in financial generation, we're going to actually work on it right now. Okay. Those of you in Facebook, those of you on Instagram, thank you for your attention. Yesterday's session was a bit short, but nice and worth it. We are going to see each other tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, we're doing the pyramid of consciousness part. Very fascinating. We're going to talk about the elements, the 5 elements, the Wuxing system. Absolutely fascinating, explaining how it relates to the pyramid of consciousness, what it has to do, how it relates to Neurographica, and lots and lots of amazing, fascinating information about it, okay? So I'm wishing you a wonderful day ahead. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Any questions, comments, if you want me to help you understand, first of all, to get to see your part, right? To connect to that part of you that tends to realize your wishes and desires. Welcome to writing comments. If it's extremely personal, you can write to me in PM, and I will be able to help you with this practical exercise that will help you to see, first of all, connect to your part of you that fulfills your desires. And then that part of that part will see your desire and start being ready to take actions. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. So here, hi. 1 second, okay? I'm just gonna put this live on Facebook, on Instagram. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Good. We're good to go. You can unmute yourself. How are you doing today? You know what? Give me a second. Let me stop this